morning. I've just turned down Dry Bread Road, which means only one thing, and that's I'm almost at Decoy Lakes. It's I hate the journey. It's absolutely rubbish from my house. 1,000,000 roundabouts. Okay, about 1,000 roundabouts, and but it's worth it for the fishing because it's a cracking venue. I think I really do like Decoy Lakes. Full of fish. You never quite know where it's going to be won from, and you've got a great chance or a higher percentage of a good day's fishing at Decoy than a lot of places I know at this time of year. So I don't mind the journey. It's a good 90 minutes plus for me to get here, but it's nice, normally nice when you get here. So it's a golden rod qualifier, feeder only, no bombs, no floats, no catapults, none of that, no poles of course. So I've really fined down my gear. I've got a couple of 10-foot rods, a 9-foot rod. I've got a 12-foot rod just in case as well. It's going to be maggot feeder, little tiny open feeders and maggots and ground bait and micro pellets and corn maybe, and that's about it really. So I think it's there's 3 qualifiers. All you've basically got to do is win your 20 peg zone and you're in the 2-day final at Larford Lakes. And I fished this one last year and it was quite really fair where we were. We were all on the strip lakes where I was, and we all fished one side of the strips and we could cast to the other side, which was really nice actually. We could cast the opposite bank, and it was really fair. So I think the guy who won it, he did have bigger fish than everyone else, but we were all within 2 or 3 fish of qualifying. So and I thought that was really fair. The other lake, I think Horseshoe, was a bit peggier. There was a couple of no-shows and a few gaps, and it was ultimately one where there was a bit of room, I think. But where we were on the strip lakes was really fair. And I just said, the next year when the qualifier's on, I'll definitely fish this one. I don't fish too many feeder-only matches, purely because I don't like fishing with my arms behind my back, thinking, oh, I'd be catching more if I was on a waggler or this, that and the other. And I do like to be able to catapult and throw bait and things like that, but here at Decoy Lakes it's going to be nice and fair. I think really interesting fishing. I'm quite looking forward to this one. So anyway, I've just pulled up in the car park, so let's try and pay our money on and well, hopefully catch a load of fish. I think you're going to want what, £60, maybe more, £60 to £100 to win each zone, I would say. And I think the backup weight is going to be pretty good as well. So it's going to be windy, it's going to be cold. So there's 1 degree there. It's going to feel like -6 according to my weather app, and we're in the fens, so it always feels like -6 anyway, even in the summer. So so let's go and register and pay on, and hopefully we'll have a nice day's fishing.
There you go, John. Oh, mega mate. I said that's the peg today. For you or me for that section?
That'll be alright. That is not pleasant. I've drawn. Oh, that's my Vaseline going. I'm just rubbing some Vaseline into my hands. I cannot feel my fingers. It's absolutely bitter. Like I said, it's supposed to be 1 degree today, but it's going to feel like -6, and the wind's right in my face. But more importantly, I've drawn a flyer. I've drawn a really good peg. I've drawn 24 on Beastie, dream peg. It's mine to lose today really, so I've got a real good chance today. It's going to be dead simple. Maggot feeder is going to dominate into the middle, I think, but I've got an island chuck, got loads of room. The only thing that's worrying me a little bit is this wind in my face, and whether it's going to move the fish that are normally in my peg. So I've never drawn the peg. I've only ever fished Beastie once before, and I nearly qualified for the match this final on the other bank on one of the low numbered pegs. But I've not fished this lake for a couple of years anyway, and like I say, only once before. But it's a good lake, and it's a perfect time of year to draw this peg. So I'm going to keep rubbing this Vaseline in my hands until it's all rubbed in, just to create some sort of coating, because I tell you what, that's going to be the biggest problem today, is feeling my hands to bait up and cast out, and everything's going to be a bit clumsy today, I think. So but we're all in the same boat. Some have got the wind off their backs, they can put umbrellas up, but I've got it right in the kisser. But I think they'd all rather be sat where I am. So we're going to give it a go. I'm going to try my best and try and catch some fish. Well, that's the most important thing today. Flask. Right, here we are. That's the peg. There's the next angler, loads of room. There's the next angler there. Could have too much room today. So, let's get my rods out. Where's this? This end. Look at them shiny beauties. Beauties. What we've got a 9-foot Aquas Ultra C. It's for a little short chuck, and then these are my favourite rods. I absolutely love them. Can chuck surprisingly far of them as well. There we are. Horizon XS Slims 1010s, 3.3 metre. Absolutely beautiful rods. Got a pair of them, both on £6 020 Carp Master feeder line. And then the handle. That's it. I've got a longer rod in the van if I need it as well, but 2 XS Slims and a 9-foot should be plenty. Could be a 1-rod job today really, but you know me, got to set the lot up, haven't we? There we are. Fishery keep nets and landing nets today as well, and this looks like a bit of a windsock today. Not my favourite style of net by any stretch of the imagination. Not a fan of these, but we're all in the same boat, we've all got to use them. But that's going to blow like mad in the wind, isn't it? Definitely need the trusty rest there to keep it locked. Yeah, so I'm not suddenly sponsored by Garvelino. Just got to use their keep nets. Got a little bit of ground bait as well, which is this stuff. That's what we've got. Different baits, slow sinking nuggets, sinkers, wafters, pop-ups. You name it, we got it. Put a little wafter on to start with. White wafter. That should do it for starters. You started? Oh, they started there. Alright, thanks everyone for telling us. There we go then. Right, 2 swims today. Short maggot line down the middle, and then a long line. Although the long line's a bit flexible, I've got an aerator out there, and I've also got an island. I can start near the aerator, but my thinking is the way the wind's blowing, halfway along the island looks sheltered. So by my thinking, that's where I think they might back off to. But there's no point chucking there yet. I'm going to chuck where I think the fish are. There's a lot of silvers in here as well, so I don't want to necessarily start on maggots just yet. for a brew. Time for a Freddo, I think. If I can open it, fingers. Chucked a maggot feeder and I've had a little roach and a skimmer straight away. I've chucked there, nothing. I've gone there and I've had one. And I've got this fish there, I've had a line and never jumped. Rather than fish 012. Yeah, he's not very pretty, is he? Not as handsome as me. Like a block of ice. Probably hooked. The hook is covered in lice, which is nice. Took about 20 metres to start with. Coming to about 16. dorsal fin. Oh my god, look at that. How on earth did I get that in? Never fire up so many fish as I have this year, but I'm doing well to get them in. I'll do. He will do. Tempted just to jump and pop up there. Is that happening? Good carp, 2 F1s, 2 on the maggot feeder, 1 on the drop on the maggot feeder in the dorsal fin. So I put a pop up on and it's gone round twice, and I found I'm coming closer and closer, chucking about 15-16 metres out diagonally to my right towards peg 25. Well, I haven't had a liner on that chuck yet, so that's chuck up about 14 metres this cast. Oh, but I'm doing alright. Tom Edwards come and had a chat with us earlier. I don't think he even set up where he was, the wind was that bad. And he's just picked up Jon Arthur, who was further around to my left on this lake. Local expert. Very, very good angler, John, but he's given it an hour and gone. I've not seen a lot else caught. So 2 hours in, I'm doing alright. Just over 2 hours. A few more big lumps would be very, very well. Dead on halfway now. The good news is I've got, I think, four F1s and 5 carp, something like that, 4 or 5 of each anyway. I must have £30. I'm well on course for my target weight, which was £60. It took a while to find the fish. I've chucked to the aerators to begin with, and it went round straight away, but it was on some, it must have been on a fish's back or something that didn't connect at all. I had another couple of casts, couple of liners, then nothing. I've chucked around the area, nothing. I've ended up chucking a maggot feeder. I've had a little roach and a little skimmer. So I've come down the middle, which was my second line of attack, my banker line of attack, should I say. I've chucked it most level with the aerator, just slightly to my right to begin with, nothing, and I've worked my way to the right, and I've actually found them now. There's a little liner then. I had an F1 first, just a small one, about a pound. Next cast I've had a big common, and then I've had a big mirror in the dorsal fin on the drop. So I swapped to a pop-up, and I've had a an F1 and a carp on that, gone back on the maggot feeder, and I've had an F1 and a carp on that, and it's just gone quiet now. I've just come a bit short just to see if they're a bit closer, but I can just see myself chucking around now. I was planning to clip up on this line, but I actually think just searching around the peg and chucking it into an area is going to be better than trying to put it down the same hole every chuck. Plus there's some really big fish in here, so, and they're going to scream off when I hook them, so even the F1s can scream off when you hook them. So yeah, I'm doing alright. I've just shouted up to the bloke to my left, he's not had a bite. John Wincup's packed up and gone already on this lake, he was round to my left as well. I've not seen the guy on 27 catch. That's a liner. Right, I'm going to go and put the phone down. I'm glad I put the phone down. Just some taps that was, it wasn't it was just tapping and I just struck at the taps. I've got a fish on, I think it's a carp. Fucking bird. It's £2. Quarter cups of tea. Yard. Quick tea drink. Could be a carp. Right then, a bit of an update. It's still cold and it's still windy. No, seriously, I've just spoke to the guy to my left, and we've got an hour and a quarter to go, and he's still not had a bite. I've not seen anyone else catching on this lake. They've all stood up behind the boxes trying to keep warm. It looks like there's at least 2 of them I can see all packing away as well. But I've just rang up my fellow matrix consultant, Ben Townsend. He's on Horseshoe Lake, and he's in my zone, and he's easily the best on there with £45, he says. What have I got? I've got about 8 carp and 7 F1s and a £2 perch, so I'm going to have about that, I would have thought. But it's going to be very close between the 2 of us, I think. Just need a few more pulls. The only place I'm getting any sort of indications is diagonally to my right, into that area in the middle of the lake, this side of the middle, I suppose. And but worryingly, it's not moving so much now. I'm casting around a lot more now, and I'm not getting the liners or anything that I was before. Oh, there's a that was a drop back bite, and it just whacked straight back. Oh. I thought my maggots were smashing out, don't know what that was. Oh, that's a good sign anyway. Let's keep soldiering on. Well, they said the wind was going to pick up between 2 and 3 o'clock, and it's certainly done that now. It's absolutely hammering at us now, and we've got a bit of rain as well, just to add a bit of spice to things. The last 30-40 minutes have been pretty dire. I've been casting around a lot more just to try and locate the fish. I've tried to my left, I've tried 7 metres, I've tried everywhere. I've just had a massive liner on my last cast, just fishing in the usual place, sort of diagonal, but nothing's developing, so I don't know what to do. I've got 30 minutes to go. I really need to catch in this last 30 minutes to do any good, I think. So I just need 2 or 3 decent pulls and to keep me in the race. If not, I think Ben will overtake me by the sounds of things, but we'll see. We'll keep plodding along. There's not many left on the lake now, so it's not nice. A few more of you and I'll be happy. Well, it's absolutely brutal out there now, absolutely bucketing down, winds even stronger than what it was during the match, and I've come second in the match and I've qualified for the final, so that's a bit of a result. So Simon Skelton, he's absolutely paralysed the match off 22 on Oak. I think peg 20 weren't drawn as well, but 22 on Oak, that's the right area anyway, and he's had £140, so he's paralysed the match. Fair play to him. Always does well on these big matches, so and he's very good at Larford where the final is going to be, so he'll be definitely one to watch. And Matty Pillay's qualified, and I've qualified, so I've had £87.2. I think the next weight on my lake was £13, something like that. So, and Ben Townsend ended up with £64, and I think he was 4th or 5th in the match. So yeah, I've obviously had the pile of fish in front of me, and they've showed up a little bit and in proper winter mode, and I've made the most of it once I found them. So I'm absolutely buzzing with that. It's absolutely brilliant. So got a nice 90-minute journey home to try and warm up, and got some Christmas pennies now to spend.